Hi, good afternoon, and I'm Jay Height here at Shepherd Community. It is February, and it's hard to believe it's February with the nice weather we've had. And I wore my shirt today to give a shout out to the amazing gift that the Indiana Pacers have been to Central Indiana. We just finished hosting the NBA All-Star Game, and that matters. Professional sports in Indianapolis matters because it provides needed jobs for our community. And so having the privilege of having a team like the Pacers and them bringing the NBA in is a huge blessing. And so we appreciate the leadership of the Pacers and everyone who made this past weekend a reality, because it translates into income for our neighbors. And it was a happening time, and we appreciate the support of so many that went into helping our city host what an amazing event. You know, one of the things that we are dealing with here at Shepherd Community is housing. It is a challenge, not just here, but throughout. I'm here today with my good friend, Rex Fisher. Rex has served here at Shepherd and now is full-time in the real estate world and has become a leader of that. Tell us, what's the state of housing in Central Indiana?
It's a state that is in flux, and it's a really good question. I think one of the things that make housing in Central Indiana and in just the state in general as in flux as it is that, one, relative to other markets, we have a very financially strong state. We have a lot of opportunity here. We have a very relatively lower cost of living compared to many other markets. We also have a market that has some significant increase in costs, not only to mortgage rates, but similar to the rest of the world, we're seeing significant increase in the materials and cost in labor and other facets, insurance, that are contributing to a very large shift in variables that we haven't seen in such a compressed amount of time as we're seeing today. So the state of housing is one where there's a lot of opportunity, but those opportunities are changing very, very quickly. And if you are an individual home buyer or a renter, often not one that is easy to navigate or move with certainty or a feeling of safety.
Rex, you know Shepherd very well. You obviously are one of the leading voices around real estate in Central Indiana. What is it that places like Shepherd can be doing to help our neighbors who are insecure in their housing?
I think what places like Shepherd can do, and what Shepherd does well, is engage a depth of relationship within the community to be the bridge of trust with on all sides. So how do you build trust with the landlords? How do you build trust with tenants? How do you build trust with home buyers and lenders, contractors, and people in need of repair? This is a people reality. You cannot Six Sigma housing. It's too people heavy. Yeah. And there's a good thing to that. People aren't widgets. And the relationship that Shepherd brings and other organizations that are out in the community, really building the relational wealth to bridge those realities and provide trust in all directions is how a lot of things get done.
So we need to be a trust bank.
Absolutely.
That's great. You know, I want to give a shout out to Citizens Gas. They worked with us on a program and then brought other groups in where we're actually investing in homeowners to weatherize and make their homes much more energy efficient, with the idea that we're going to lower their long-term cost. It takes creative things like that, and we appreciate Citizens Gas for doing that. Rentflation, is that a real thing?
Absolutely. I think you're seeing, actually, Indianapolis, as far as median rents, 23 over 22, tops the charts in large metro areas for rent growth at over 27%. That's not a sustainable growth number. That list that Indianapolis now tops, I believe Memphis, Tennessee is number 2. And in years past, these are cities that have not been on the list, largely because other alternative cities have been. So if you can't afford to live in San Francisco, New York, DC, LA, you are often moving to Phoenix or Austin, Texas, or Las Vegas, Nashville. Those are cities now that are so expensive. They're not providing enough relief. And so we have a number of people who are coming that haven't historically to Indianapolis, to Memphis, to Columbus, Ohio. Those are people who are used to spending significantly more for housing and who have adapted to spending a much larger percentage on average of their monthly income on housing. The challenge is those realities for people who are here create a significant change that's been very fast, and one that has absolutely driven up rent costs. You also have some costs, and again, insurance taking up significantly, tax base, and those are things that have all sorts of influencing dynamics to them, but have to be baked in to really understand what's happening within this rental market. And I don't think we're done seeing those rents go up, unfortunately.
What are some solutions for our neighbors?
Very, very good question. I think one is if they own their home, being able to continue to own their home and stay in their home. The asset to that family is tremendous. It's very, very hard for someone to turn down a check in the sale of a home, especially when financial pressure is felt, and when there are immediate needs that aren't getting met. In the rent space, I think bridging the gap with landlords, I think reaching out and finding creative ways to help people find the housing that they need and establishing relationships to bridge those gaps so that we can break out of, not just an application and a piece of paper, but actually get to know the individual and the organization that's going to help them succeed.
Rex, at your company, I like to refer to it as Shepherd Light. You got a lot of former Shepherd employees working for you, but you got a couple of stories of Shepherd kids.
Absolutely.
You want to just tell us a little bit about how they're doing for you?
Absolutely. So Zyda was the first Shepherd kid to come and join our team. She has a tremendous ability to just walk into a room, take the information in, put it where it needs to be, and just execute. And she will manage about right around 100 million in real estate transaction volume this year, which is that is not easy. There's a lot to that, and she gets it done and does it within a team context that often has a lot of pressure around deadlines, and again the human element that plays in, and she is killing it. It's really fun to watch her do that and see her do that within a team environment and lead out of that role. And then Luis has been with us now for just over a year. He is our top leasing agent and is working all over the city to help people find housing that fits their needs, and it continues to stay engaged with them. And I tell Luis, your job is not, effectively your job is to help them find the housing that they need, and then get them to find the housing that they ultimately can own. So a lot of his work is now, as those leases he first filled are coming up, to say, don't renew with these guys. Let's go find your home. And that's really fun to get to strategize with him and see him go out and make it happen.
Well, I think those two stories, Zeta and Luis, are the stories of that same bank of trust that came and people who invested in their lives, some of them who work for you now. And Shepherd is a collection of folks who invest in others, and so we're appreciative. I want to share with you a video about one of the stories of how we helped a family get their home this summer.
I didn't think I'd ever be a homeowner. in general. I thought I'd be living in apartments for the rest of my life. So it's a big thing. It's super big.
So initially I met Erica through her mother, Paula, when Paula attended our church service. And then eventually I became the teacher to two of her kids through Academy, because I was an Academy teacher during my time at Shepherd.
Swim along with me. Do you know who they are? My aunt went to church at Shepherd and she invited me and my mom. My mom started working for them with Project Jordan, and then she heard about an opportunity for me to go to school to get a certificate in early childhood development and a possible job opportunity. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good to me. I already have kids. I love kids. Where are you going?
And then Erica became a staff member at our Minnie Hartman daycare facility, and I became the professional development coach, and so our relationship continued in a different capacity as coworkers. There was a time period where Erica needed housing, and so I was able to connect her to our housing person at Shepherd, and through that connection she learned about Habitat.
Shepherd knew I had been looking for like an apartment or a house to rent for a long time. It was kind of hard. I had like one eviction that was 7 years old. They told me about an opportunity to come to a meeting for Habitat for Humanity. I went to the meeting, filled out an application, and Shepherd helped me with all of that.
It's a lot of work. There are multiple classes, like 20 classes that they have to take, and then there's hours that they have to put in, like sweat equity towards the building time. There's work projects that they have to do, so they've worked on other people's houses and some hours on their own houses.
I took 19 weeks of classes every Tuesday from 6 to 8. I went, they taught me about finances and how to take care of a home. I went through a class about how to use power tools. And then just a couple weeks ago, I got my house.
Well, once I heard that the opportunity was there, I knew that it would come, because Erica is such a hard worker. And so I knew that she would do everything that she needed to do to get here today.
What's changed in my life since I've been with Shepherd? I have a more stable job. I was able to go to school. I'm almost done with my CDA, and being able to have my own place that I don't have to worry about evictions or being put out anytime or people changing my rent. You know, like, it's a lot of security now.
And so this is a beautiful, beautiful house, and it's 5 bedrooms, which is plenty of room for her and her family, and it's just a wonderful house.
Kelly knows has been there the whole way. She's a really great person. The simplest thing, she's there for me. She's probably like my main contact at Shepherd.
I'm extremely proud of Erica and the work that she's done, and just her perseverance through everything to get where she is today.
Hey, a big thank you to everyone who helped make that possible in our partnership with Habitat for Humanity to get Erica into a home. And we helped another young lady as well. And we're working more in this arena. If you'd like to know more, reach out to Dennis Westlake here at Shepherd Community, Dennis W. at shepherdcommunity.org. We made a request, and many of you stepped forward to help our kids have a much better playground experience. I want to share with you a video that shows what we had and what we got. And you see in this video, you see a lot of dirt. You see those kids play and would wear it out. And we came to many of you and you helped us. And so we changed it now. We have AstroTurf. The Pacers some time ago helped us put in the basketball courts. We have the new rubberized, very safe fall surface under the playground equipment. We appreciate the folks. Gary Grandine helped us move a lot of mulch that we were able to replace with the fall surface. It is much safer for the kids. Our janitor, she is thankful that we got rid of all that mulch and dirt. It's much easier on our building. We appreciate Shelbyville Church of the Nazarene, who came and built the fence on one side, a privacy fence. And we are really, really thankful to Fitness Flooring, who was a fantastic partner with us in helping us put this all together. but it's made possible because so many of you donated to make it possible. And so we appreciate it. We're excited. The kids love it. And on days when maybe it might be muddy in the past, they can go out because of the drainage that was installed. So thank you. I want to remind you, you can go to our podcast at Breaking the Cycle of Poverty and hear our latest editions. Myself with Tim Swarens, former editorial page editor of the Star, as we talk about issues, and occasionally we have some guests. We also want you to know that you can volunteer here at Shepherd. We still need folks who could help in food delivery each and every day. We're thankful for our partnership with Gleaners. We could use those who would maybe help in tutoring or reading with our kids or being read to. And we can always use those who can help and are handy with tools. No, that's not what happened here, but I'm not skilled with tools. And I know there are many people, and we have homes that we're currently working on that you might be able to help. And maybe you could get a group from your business or your church to come and help us as we renovate homes to deal with those. The very difficult housing issue. One of the things that Rex and I have talked about in the past, many of our neighbors are paying 60 to 70% of their income on housing, and that's not sustainable. And that's why we see a continued increase in food cost and need for our food. Also, I want to invite you, if you're interested, there are some things that we could use. Our food pantry is being cleared out, and we particularly need canned veggies and canned fruit. Those are tangible things that you could do. We always can use more Kleenexes. We got a lot of kids around here, and that's the time of the year they're going through a lot of Kleenexes. So Kleenexes is always something. And you know, as you maybe have done renovations of your home, or maybe you bought things that you ended up not using, you can donate those items for us to use in some of the homes that we're remodeling. Lots of different ways. We appreciate all of you who continue to support the work of Shepherd Community. We're blessed. Jane and I are blessed. We just celebrated our 36th wedding anniversary, so she deserves a medal. And exciting news for everyone. As you see my cast, I want you to know it's Cincinnati Reds, red, and guess what? Pitchers and catchers have reported, and baseball season's here, and for you Cubs fans, we're still tied in first place. I hope you have a great February, and we'll see you next month. Lots happening. Stay in touch.